Here we go. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Hey, sing an auto-tune intro of one of the artists we're going to talk about.
I still see the shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. Boo, 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 boo. Hive Mind Podcast.
Oh, yeah. All right, what's up? You're watching Hive Mind.
We're here.
We're back. We're going to do
another one.
We're back with another one, and we're going to do a segment that was real popular last year on our old channel.
It's what got us here, really.
XXL predictions. We're doing them real early. 2019 XXL.
They don't even got 2019 cars out yet.
They don't.
Nope.
So what we're going to do is, like the last one, we're going to, if you want to skip to just us listing our predictions, like we're going to each pick 10. You can skip to this time. It's going to be in my hand right here. Or
cut
in
the
his
crap.
Hand, either one. Just you can cut
the crap if you want.
Otherwise, we're going to go through some from most obvious to least obvious and talk about the prospects, why we think they might make it, why they might not.
Argue about the ones we disagree on.
Yeah, that type of shit. It's going to be lots of, music commentary, banter.
Shit you like.
Yeah. So let's start with
the most obvious.
Mr. World.
Yep.
Juice himself. What do you think?
The consensus number one pick.
Yeah, I would say number one draft pick, Juice WRLD.
Zion Williamson.
I think I think the biggest caveat I see with him is he has a collab album out with Future. That's bigger than anybody who's ever made it. Do you think he's bigger than Lil Pump was last year at this time? Or
less notorious, I guess, or less infamous because he didn't have all the, I don't know, side clown stuff going on.
That's true.
But yeah, I'd say in terms of where I see his trajectory and where I saw Lil Pump's trajectory, his is a little higher.
And Gucci Gang versus Lucid Dreams. Lucid Dreams bigger song.
And better.
You could argue either way.
Yeah,
I honestly
sure.
don't. I mean, the beat for Gucci Gang is pretty insane. But in terms of just I think people in the music industry are probably betting much more on Juice WRLD than they were on Lil Pump to be around for a minute.
Yeah, it's a safer bet.
And he's kind of the new Post Malone. He's a chart killer. He's one of those, his album kind of stuck around in the top 10 of the Billboard 200 for a really long time. And so I think
thing I like too is that he brings an alternative vibe.
Yeah.
Too. He's not shooting straight down the middle.
Yeah,
he's kind
sure.
of crossing influences and bringing in something a little different,
Definitely.
Which is nice.
And from Chicago, that's not a typical Chicago sound.
Right.
There's stuff I like about him. I'm saying just from XXL's perspective, it's going to be kind of about the next 3 or 4 months, how much bigger he gets, if he has that other song that pops. I mean, Armed and Dangerous has 21 million views. It came out last week,
Yeah.
He's still doing insane numbers. So I almost think that he would turn it down. I think if anything, he'll turn it down, and that would be why he wouldn't be on it. They're going to have to offer it.
The part that makes me think he won't turn it down is his legendary freestyles.
That's
up to this
true.
point,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like a freestyle warrior, and that's kind of something he wears on his badge because it is so different than the alternative, element of Lucid Dreams.
Definitely,
he
yeah.
can go in and do the 30-minute straight freestyle, and I feel like he's always trying to flex that, and he'll make that freestyle so big for himself.
That's true, yeah. And I think that's what makes him even more appetizing to XXL.
Yeah.
Is shit,
Yeah.
He's a
He's
rapper.
done it.
These other old heads who are they only put on these hype guys now or whatever, they're gonna be damn, this kid can rap. He's got that song that my daughter loves that they play on the radio and
and he's still got bars.
And he's got bars and he knows his shit. So I feel like he's a perfect storm for them.
Yep.
It's just he might be too big of it. He might be a hurricane by the time they try to pick
Yeah.
him. You know what I mean?
Tropical storm to hurricane.
Yeah. So that being said, I think draft pick number 2's got to be Lil Baby.
Yep, I was
Think
going to
so?
say Gunna.
Okay. But Baby's bigger than Gunna at the moment.
Yeah.
Baby's doing better numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's undeniable.
Yeah.
Gunna is but definitely
a few
favorite,
months ago, I feel maybe the peak timing is what it is.
Yeah. Because, I think Drip Season 3 had a huge impact.
Yeah,
And then
that's what I was gonna say.
Gunna's feature on, Yosemite and shit like that, those are big moments. But Baby, is selling, almost selling as much as Meek Mill first.
Yeah.
Like that type of shit is like insane.
His fans go hard, but I think Gunna's like features, like he had a song with Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
he's so.
So did
like,
everyone on that record though.
Well,
It's
sure.
like a rap,
Yeah.
like a buffet. But yeah.
I just feel like Gunna's like crossover potential is a little like are already been seen as like a little better than Baby's, but also that's what keeps Baby's numbers going so well is because he's staying true. You know what I mean?
I think Lil Baby has like the potential to be one of the biggest rappers, like period.
Yeah.
I think he's got star power in a certain like underdog story type of thing. Like I know a lot of people talk about that with Meek Mill. They'll be like, oh, like his story, he played the underdog for so long, and that's what's gotten him to this point where he's like a huge rapper. I think Lil Baby has that mixed with the street appeal of Atlanta, which has always helped people in that scene, like people rally around Future, Young Thug, all those.
Yeah, it's a good
people.
support network.
It's a perfect support network.
Yeah.
And they know like everybody
and he's
there
young.
is talking about him as a star.
And he's young. He's
Very
really young.
young.
23, just turned, right?
Yeah, something like that. So
bought him a Bentley truck.
he literally is a Lil Baby. You know what I mean?
I feel you. It's my age, but whatever.
Yeah, but I think they'll pick him if he's still around to do it.
Right.
They might think it's too late. Who knows? Because last year we picked him. We both picked him.
Yeah.
And he didn't get on.
Yeah, so. I got a couple. I might sound tired at some point in this because I got a couple that I think deserve it again this year.
That we talked. Hey,
but,
Pat, can you hand me that coffee real quick? Just the one that's right there.
But that's just all my picks are based off of like what's been coming out and like the timing of it for the most part.
Yeah. Well, let's go into Gunna then. If Gunna's draft pick number 3.
Yeah.
I don't know if he is to me. I think there's some people above him, but go ahead.
Well, like you said, Drip Season 3, I feel like is one that's going to kind of stick around and kind of mark a point in time when things shifted. And then the collab with Lil Baby was just like probably the biggest collab tape we've seen since
a minute.
Like, I want to say like Drake and Future. It wasn't that high, but I feel like that one
did
was
really
like,
well.
Yeah, the success of it was like kind of like people were doubting, the collab, and then finally we got these two guys that harmonized in a way that is like, damn, that's it. Like,
and I watched a Baby interview the other day, and he said they had already slated for Baby to release Street Gossip on November 30th, and then Gunna and Baby made the project, and like they just like green-lighted it right away. So it was like literally made and released right away.
They caught their own wave.
But they could see, I think, like the people like QC and who like Young Thug's people, whoever handles Gunna's shit, they saw the potential for that to be on the charts and like make a lot of money, and they just released it really fast. And I think that honestly helped Gunna a lot more than it helped Baby. Like, I think Baby was already kind of getting a little bit more notoriety, and Gunna hadn't released anything in a minute. Yeah,
and it kind of tied Gunna back down to earth and allowed him, I feel like, to do these other features that he's gone out and done since. Like, he's been on some wild shit.
Yeah, he has been, for
like,
sure.
When Drip Season 3 came out, if you would have told me, he had a song with Mariah Carey a couple months later, I wouldn't have believed it.
I wouldn't have believed it. Yeah, that does seem
And so that
insane.
kind of I feel like I'd love to see him in there, too. I feel like he's definitely going to be in there.
Yeah. Quick thing, also, my Spotify Wrapped came out yesterday, and my number one song of the entire year was Car Sick. Gunna, Nav, and Metro Boomin.
Gunna was a top artist of mine, too.
He was in my top 5. Baby and Gunna were both in my top 5, which I can't believe. I listened to a lot of that shit this year, I guess. Yeah. So, who do we have as a draft pick number 3? I got to look at my notes.
I know one you and me are.
Or draft pick number 4.
I know one we're going to agree on. That would be a good 4th pick.
Who is that?
Roddy Ricch.
Oh, Roddy. Yeah, Roddy Ricch, bro. Whew. It's
out of nowhere.
This is one of those things where, like, I felt ashamed because, like, 2.5 weeks ago, somebody asked me, you know who Roddy Ricch is? And I was like, I don't think so. And then they were like, listen to this song. Played Die Young. And then I was like, oh, shit. I was like, this is heat. And then I listened to the project, and I was like.
And then you told me to listen to it, and I listened to it, and I was
the next day, I saw this man everywhere.
Yep.
Every single person that was talking about this guy. And so, like, since then, it's been a whirlwind. Like, people, I've seen other people, like, mention him, like, every day on Everyday Struggle. They did, like, another thing where they, like, previewed, like, is he next? Like, that type of thing. It's just everyone talking about him. He's, like, Dream Chasers management now. Like, an L.A. dude from Compton.
Who's bringing a sound that doesn't sound like it's from L.A.
Doesn't.
You know?
Yeah.
It's unique for out there, which is great.
I think the only thing you could compare it to out there that was happening is like the Greedo thing.
Yeah.
Like
Greedo.
Sure. I mean, like Greedo's got his own style, like, and so does Roddy Ricch. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, being so melodic and like not tied to like a certain type of beat every time.
Yep.
It just felt like it could be from anywhere. Like,
it's surprising music. Like
Yeah.
once you listen to it, you're like, oh, didn't see that coming. Oh shit,
I heard some people say like he's like West Coast Lil Baby, like people like that saying that, or like.
See, I feel like I already take him a little more seriously on like a melodic level than Lil Baby. Like,
Yeah.
I compare him more to Thug, like a West Coast Thug.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Scott Storch did a beat on his project. I mean,
that one, the private Cancun, that's my favorite track.
Is that Cancun? I think it's called.
I don't think it's called Cancun.
There's Cream. Is it Cream? Brand new. That's it, because it rhymes with Cancun.
Cancun.
Yeah, dude, that project is crazy. Feed the Streets 2. Is that what it's called?
Feed the Streets 2.
Yeah, that one is. Whew. So yeah, I think Roddy Ricch is a shoe-in for sure. I think
so
there's
too.
like no way he doesn't make it.
And if he doesn't, they're fucking up.
Yeah, they're fucking up. YBN Cordae. That's another like big. I think they got to get a lyrical guy. He just like resonates with people who don't usually like
young.
lyrical rap. He's super young. His fan base is like all over the place because it's like he's working with Dr. Dre. Like this man is like
and Anderson .Paak. And
he's on
Terrace Martin.
Yeah. I mean, this man is gonna be a big deal, and
the music heads like him.
Yeah, he doesn't have much music out. You can listen to any old head right now talk about their favorite rappers right now, and they'll talk about YBN Cordae.
Yeah.
So.
And YBN's really hot, and I think he's a cooler pick and like a more attractive pick than Almighty J. Yeah. Even though Almighty J's like got more music out probably.
Yeah.
And is like more of a pop appeal, but
he's like a tabloid thing too. But like, there's no way. I don't think he gets picked. I think it's just Cordae. Like Cordae,
he's way more likable figure.
I'd be shocked if Cordae doesn't make it. That's how I'd feel about that. But.
Shout out Wigs World doing their first interview with Cordae, wasn't
dude.
it?
He was like, he hadn't even released his.
Shout out my boy Wigs.
Dumbass. We need Wigs.
I got a mango pod in here for you.
Oh my god, this man made memes for you, Wigs.
Yeah. Always shouts me out on Instagram. We got a good relationship on the internet.
Me too. He commented on my Greedo post and shit. Like we gotta link up with Wigs, dude. That'd be sick.
Next time we're in New York.
Yeah, for sure.
Cordae will be on there. We agree on that one.
Cordae will be on there.
Now we're getting to a dicey. Once we get to like 5, 6, I feel like we start disagreeing.
Okay, I think honestly, this is where it does get dicey. I think Sheck West.
Yeah, I mean that's not too dicey. I would be too surprised, but I didn't pick him just because You know what? I don't have a solid reason why I didn't pick him. I just didn't want to have too much in our list.
Okay.
Like a like. Because it's such a... He's got the huge song. He'd be like... At the same...
2 huge songs, yeah.
I hate to say this because I'm not trying to shit on him, but like they love picking the guy that they think is going to have a hard time freestyling too. Or like something that doesn't cross over into freestyling. Like his style doesn't necessarily...
Mo Bamba is a freestyle though.
Right, but if he went up and did something like...
No, I know what you mean. I mean, like, I feel like Block Boy, that was like the same thing.
Exactly.
And Block Boy had his trouble, you know, like that was not a very good freestyle. But I think Sheck West would handle himself better. I think he's just so left field. Like, he's so odd. And
yeah. He'd say some funny shit, for sure.
He's like a big industry, like, pick. Like, Travis Scott and Drake all love him. And, like, a lot of people are rooting for him. And he's getting those big looks because of that. And Mo Bamba, I said earlier to you, I think there's grounds to almost compare him to Designer. Yeah. I don't think they have the same trajectory because I think Sheck West can repeat. I think he can.
We're not saying they sound alike either.
They don't sound alike, no. But they're both New York rappers, and Mo Bamba is bigger than Sheck West.
Yeah, they both had their first song is bigger.
Not the player. But Mo Bamba.
Well, Mo Bamba. Oh, yeah, Mo Bamba's still bigger than Sheck West. The player's bigger. Yeah, way bigger.
For sure. But Mo Bamba, the song bigger than Sheck West, and Panda bigger than Designer, and like I think the only like peripheral reasons that I think Sheck West has a better shot is because Live Sheck West, Die Sheck West, and Chippy Chippy were both like minor hits.
Yeah, the album wasn't like trashed, but it wasn't like huge. Where like Designer's album, people were like, "Wow, there are some songs I never need to hear again."
Yeah.
Like,
and Timmy Turner was like the second biggest song he did, and that song was like based off a weird ass XXL.
If someone played Mudboy straight through, you know what I mean, I'm going to have a good time.
Yeah,
if someone like goes to spin the whole Designer album, I'm like, come on, let's get it going.
Yeah.
I think Comethazine's a pretty obvious one.
Okay. Interesting.
I think he's going to definitely get an invite.
Okay. I mean, I think that makes sense. I think he's gotten his biggest songs this year. I just think the lane that Lil Pump and Smoke Perp occupied last year might be closed.
Might be paved over.
It might be paved over. XXL doesn't need to do that again. And I think...
But Comethazine, in a lot of people's opinions, like, or in a lot of people's minds, like, is doing what they did, but, like, just that much better.
In my mind, too.
Yeah,
I think
right.
He's a much
I would
better,
agree.
He is more inventive with his flows. He's funnier. I don't know if he's funnier. Lil Pump's pretty funny. But, like, I would say that Comethazine is more versatile with the sound that they created.
Yeah, exactly.
So... And Comethazine doesn't come from that style automatically. You know, like, apparently he was a lyrical rapper before this and then decided, like, this is what's working for people. Let me do it. So, you know, I think
it'll speak on the longevity of that little subgenre if he is in it or not, I think.
Yeah.
I think that decision will have something to say.
I think the gimmicks have something to do with it, too. I think XXL might not want to, like, feed into the Demi Lovato thing. Or,
yeah,
like,
he is
whatever.
a viral maniac.
He's like, and like he just did his Montreality interview that he just did is nonsense. It's so crazy. I can't even. Wow, it's something. It was funny as fuck though, so whatever. But it was just weird. Yeah, I think after that, Blueface.
Yeah.
Big. I think that's a big time pick. I think Blueface has a verse from Drake. I saw him saying on the radio. He got his verse from Drake. He obviously posted the DMs and like got followed by him, and you know that tons of people are talking about that of just like, oh shit, like that happened so fast.
Yeah.
And like I was on when Deadlokes came out, I was like, dude, this is the shit, bro. Like, because you and I are both fans of Draco the Ruler,
right?
And, like all that shit.
I remember seeing the Deadlokes video.
But like,
yeah,
you know, yeah,
offbeat. Yeah, you played me the Deadlokes video, and I was like.
Yeah.
There's a song going on, and then he's doing something else, and they're just coexisting. They're just both there at the same time, but by no means on Deadlokes.
On the Deadlokes. It's just like, that's one of those things that, like, first of all, I think musically he gets trashed a lot more than he deserves. Like, I actually think...
Yeah, he gets thrown in with Block Boy and all these other guys that,
But, like, he's, like, I think he's dope, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's, like, really nice and, like... has a different approach to music, but it's also one of those things that it's viral because when you see it, you want to show it to people.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be like, dude, you got to hear this guy. Like,
and I don't know if I'm giving him more credit than he deserves, but, like, with him, I feel more subversive content, like, being, like, provided through, like, silliness in a way, or, like, through, maybe not silliness, maybe just, like, maybe he hasn't been making music that long, or like, yeah, and it's just like that coming together moment where it's like, holy fuck, why does this work? But he's definitely trying to, I don't know, I think he's got more to say, you know, and as he gets better at making music, like I'm excited to see what kind of stuff's going to come out of him.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
What about like Lil Mozi?
Lil Mozi?
What do we think? 16-year-old, I think.
Yeah.
That's how old he is. He's got Noticed. It's like Noticed, whatever. It's a huge song. It's on the Billboard Hot 100.
It's got a Lyrical Lemonade video.
Lyrical Lemonade, 2 videos in a row. He did like that kind of like 80s sounding song for the second one with like the video of like the shooters and shit.
He's young. That's huge appeal.
He's
for
young.
them.
He's like a big LA figure. I know he's like at a ton of the shit out there. He's got like a little crew he runs with. He seems like a really likable character.
Yeah.
To me, he like feels to me like Lil Skies did last year, where I was like, okay, 2 songs on the Hot 100, melodic guy, the Lyrical Lemonade videos.
I like that comparison.
You know, and like the thing about it is that I don't think Lil Mozi turns it down. Skies turned it down.
Yeah.
Skies turned it down because he thought it was fake. It was just kind of like.
And he's like 20 something.
And like, yeah, and Mozi's young and
excited and trying to get on.
I think the only thing that stops him is that Juice WRLD might be in there, and Juice WRLD and him. Not that they sound alike, but they don't want to fill too many spots with melodic guys who aren't going to be able to handle the freestyles and like that type of thing. But
Juice WRLD's aesthetic, I feel like, separates them a little bit, and that comes through in the music too. Yeah. Like Mozi's not punk rock inspired necessarily.
No, I don't think so at all. I think if anything, he's got like that 80s, like those 80s beats, like locked down, where he can flow over those things, and I feel like that's where rap is getting super pop. It's like the Topanga, like Topanga, and like that second
Boom,
song.
boom, boom, you into. Sorry. You said it.
That's a trigger for him.
Yeah.
But, fucking that song, like the second Mozi song, is super like 80s, and it's like rap cliches and tropes kind of like thrown melodically over these beats that are really like flips of 80s songs with trap drums, you know?
Yeah, no, the 80s trap beat, I get like Young Lean vibes, but a little harder from Mozi.
Really?
Kind of, yeah, just like the way his voice is fixed into the beat. Like, not necessarily like they sound alike, but I feel like they both have a like similar relationship vocally, like with the backing sounds or beat.
Mm-hmm.
Next guy, I think's got a good chance, honestly, K Supreme.
K Supreme, really?
That Gucci Cologne song and the whole
You gotta definitely convince me on this one. I don't think he has
Flex
a shot.
Music too, no shot.
I mean, yeah.
He's like
yeah.
The reason I think he's got a shot is because his first like full actual album came out just a few months ago, like over the summer. Few of the songs have like managed to stick around and catch like viral trends, like since like Gucci Cologne's such a big Triller song, like everybody dancing to it.
Yeah.
And he's like just come up with the right people. He came up as a producer, like it's just the most likable like thing I've heard that sounds like him in so long, and he seems to really just have like the right viral kind of reach for it.
Yeah.
I think he's got a good shot, and it'd be different than anyone else that's in it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, he's kind of on his own in that lane.
Definitely.
Flex
Yeah.
Music 2 is sick. That's a good album.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't listened to it, so I can't judge. I know the main song, that one song, but
Yeah.
how about, you think Mad Ox has a shot? He'll be 14.
Of course, yeah. I think
he's turning 14 on your birthday.
you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say he makes it.
You think so?
Yep. I really do. I've been saying that, and when I mentioned it to you earlier, and you were like, he's too young. I was like, yeah, he's too young.
There's always a little white kid, but I don't know if it's him.
I think it's him, dude. Because what is anyone gonna like? That can only benefit everyone involved. I feel like there's no way Matt Ox being chosen goes wrong.
I agree. I love that album. I think Ox, like OX, whatever however you calls it, shit is amazing, dude. He's like, especially for his age,
Right.
He's incredible. Like,
There's no swearing on it.
There's no swearing. Well, there is, but it's not him. He doesn't swear the entire time.
Yeah.
And which is, I don't know why that's impressive to me, but it's impressive to me.
Because he's 13.
Yeah,
and he's
13.
not like reaching outside his vocabulary, you know?
Oh, come on. You don't think in real life he's not?
Oh, I've never heard him swear in real life, and he's here right now. Matt?
Matt? No, yeah.
Do your homework.
Like I was saying to you, like I feel like that's like when a kid is like coloring outside of the lines or being like so imaginative because they don't know the rules. That's how I feel with him with rap. Like he almost like doesn't know. He's so good at coming up with flows that I would never expect because I don't think he's like tied to anything. Like I don't think he's like listening to anything except for like Uzi and Cardi,
Right.
and then he's just like, let me just like
Try that
do
out.
this and do it like switch up everything.
I think it'd be a wholesome experience to have him in there too, because like if anyone like acted or did some bullshit to him, like that's not gonna fly.
And he's got like big, like all the people who ride for him are like people who are really like respected and like he's got another guy, Valet and him did two songs together.
Yeah.
And like he's always talking about how Mad Ox is like the next best rapper, like that type of shit.
Valet's got a good chance too.
I think Valet's gonna make it.
His song with Smino, Crushed Ice, is my jaunt right now.
And he's got, dude, Womp Womp is like now even got in its second wind because Smoke Perp and Lil Pump did that song that sounds like exactly like it.
And everybody's defending him.
And everybody's defending him because like it's the one song that's like I forget how the Smoke Perp one goes, but it's like want again.
Oh yeah.
It's just like that they copied that flow and
Right.
put it out or whatever. And people say that Smoke Perp says the song was recorded before, so
Sure.
everybody says that. But like,
But
whatever.
to Valet's credit, he seems like an inventive guy.
No,
like,
he is. He is the guy that people are looking for. Like right now, they're like that guy is making flows up. Like, that guy is making new flows.
I don't know why I just thought of Quentin Miller, but like it kind of gives me that feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like the guy behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Kind of like, dude,
You're like, what's that guy even look like? Like he sounds like all these different ways, and like you can't put like a face to how he sounds.
And I know Cole Bennett is like a huge Valet fan, and so I think that really works in his favor. Of
course,
if he gets some like big Lyrical Lemonade videos out there, and like not that he needs that lane,
Right.
but I'm just saying, like, you know, I think he'll appeal to the mainstream hip hop audience right now.
Right away.
If he gets put there and has like one big song. Because I think Womp Womp is the closest thing. I could be wrong. I'm not that hip like about all his other shit. But like, you know, I think that he is a guy who's going to be around for a while and is already like respected in a strange way in the zeitgeist. So like
a guy I think is going to be around for a while.
Yep.
That you don't really think has a shot on the list because he's been begging for it last couple of years. Uno.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say
I
that.
love my guy Uno. And Limbus Part 2 just dropped, and that's like I don't know if it's an album or like a album length EP, whatever you want to call it. That's a solid ass project. He's progressed in such a nice way, and I know he had some beef and said Cardi sold his soul, like when Cardi was on the XXL, but then the last 2 years he's given like pitches to be on it. Either way, I think Uno's like hyper talented and kind of stayed underground in that Atlanta scene, and has helped like birth like a few other artists that I really like.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely out there mingling. He's always working with a lot of people.
Right,
everybody knows him. It's just kind of like
he's Cardi's cousin by blood, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm almost positive.
To me, dude, the window's closed for him. But that's just that's just how I feel. I feel like anytime you hear someone's name, you hear someone's name twice about like the last 2 years for XXL, then the third time I'm like, dude, I don't know, like. That's how I feel about like D Savage. That's how I feel about like I don't know. I can't think of one right now. But like,
D Savage is another one though that might make my list.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the window's closed. I do think D Savage is making his best shit right now.
Right. Both those guys have just dropped a tape though that I feel like are some of their more like they're put together really solid projects like right on time. Where like if a few tracks off of either of them gains a little traction and then they drop something else. It could be a good time.
That's the thing is, like, if I was picking a list, there's a lot of people that I think would make it. I'm just, like, from the perspective of XXL.
Right, yeah.
Unless there's, like, something really hot or viral. It's, like, tough. Like
I know. It's just hard for me to have that perspective.
No, I get that. It's just, like, to me, I look at it and I'm like, there's, like, D Savage, like, they're not looking at him seriously right now.
I feel like Wayno of Hive Mind or something.
Yeah, you are. You're like, I'm like academics here, Wayno. Damn.
I'm just like stuck in my ways a little bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, I feel
and you're like, look at the industry.
Yeah, you just got to look at it and make the sense of it. But like, you know, I think one guy that we are going to mention and like a lot of people right now are not going to know who we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
But then like, I'm picking him. He's going to make it. And you're like, give it a month. You'll hear about him.
Yep.
Josiah, telling you right now. Last year we did The Rappers Will Blow Up in 2018.
Yep.
And we talked about him. His name was Free at the moment because he had, you know, the two. He has Free and Josiah, that whole thing. Now he's Josiah. And
just dropped a song with Young Bands.
Produced by Ronnie J.
And him.
And himself. Yeah, he is going to be absolutely massive.
Listen to the production and how he uses his flow. Like there's so many... The signs are out there. Like, just go listen to his music and wait for what's to come.
And he's from Dayton, Ohio. And, yeah, you want to see, he's in our vlogs. We got his music videos on our channel, all that. But I'm telling you, this is not just like my friend who's going to blow up.
Right.
This is like a whole different world you're about to see. It's
a guy who can produce himself and sound like he sounds is something.
He's so versatile too.
Yeah,
like,
the world is yet to see something like him.
You're gonna see like off the bat, you're gonna see the screaming shit. A lot of people are gonna call it trap metal.
A lot of people are gonna say, "Man sounds like X,"
or "Man sounds like Zillakami."
Yeah.
Or whatever. People are gonna say stuff. Doesn't matter. The man has every single type of song you can think of.
Yeah.
And he's an amazing, talented singer. First of all.
Yep.
And a very talented rapper and a very just imaginative, like creative vibe. So
an intuitive musician too.
Yeah, he's fantastic. So you'll be seeing a lot from him, and if you don't know him yet, check him out. Josiah, Jasiaa or IAH.
You heard?
It's gonna be huge. One guy that we didn't mention that like a lot of people are gonna be, I feel like mad we didn't mention right off the bat is Jay Critch.
Oh, get mad.
He's a New York guy, signed to Rich Forever.
Definitely, he'd bring his own style.
One thing that I will say is like, I've never been too excited about the dude's music. I don't have anything against it. It's not offensive music. It's nice to listen to, but like nothing really excited me. Mm-hmm. But I will say that hella people in my DMs who do like tight beats and shit always tell me like, can you draw Jay? I already did. I drew Jay Critch, but like people are like, oh, you gotta draw him like all the time. So like, there's something in the air
Yeah.
where people are like about him, and I know that like old heads really fuck with him too. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of New York dudes are rooting for him. So I mean, like,
Oh,
I can
another
see it.
old guys love Young Pinch. People might get mad we don't mention him.
Old guys on the beach. They
Old guys
Young
love
Pinch, bro.
Pinch.
What the fuck, dude? We mentioned him last year.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, there's no way this
No
year.
shot,
Not even
no.
a shot. If he does, good
No,
for him.
I was
like,
just
whatever.
making a joke.
Yeah, that's funny though. Oh shit. Fucking okay. Someone we mentioned last year that like felt outside, and like for some reason feels like it has a better shot this year.
Oh,
but
I
in
know
a
which
weird
one you're
way.
saying.
Who?
Rico.
No.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't. We'll go there though
Okay.
in a second. But like I was gonna say Tracy, bro.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd be really happy for him, and I'd be happy to see if like he accepted it and
He
actually
would
like.
not
No,
accept
I
it.
know he'd just be fuck this, fuck everything, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Or he'd accept it and then like not show up, or accept it and like say something weird, or like whatever he would do. I don't know. Tracy's my favorite rapper, like
know.
straight up.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. It
It'd be
just like
awesome
feels
if
like
he got it, but it'd be more awesome just the thought of him accepting something.
yeah. But because of, and it's sad that like this is the reason, but because of Like a Farmer and then like songs like 10 Racks and like Heart, Alex McQueen, those are all like pretty decently big songs on SoundCloud. It feels like he's a little closer to the center than he was like a year ago. He was off
Yeah.
to the left, but like still has a cult fan base. But now I feel like a lot
Definitely.
of Uzi fans have adopted like a
Right.
Tracy fandom type of thing, and like he has that weird rapport of like love, hate with his fans, and
Yeah.
all that whole thing.
It's progressed in a great way over the year.
I agree, and I think that he's just about to begin doing like his biggest shit. I don't know.
It's
Whatever,
coming into form.
like,
I think it would be good timing, but I just don't think he's ever gonna accept it. He's never
Yeah.
gonna be down for that kind of recognition and like
for sure.
moment.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Like you said, Rico Nasty.
Yeah.
I think she'll do it this year. I think this is the year for
Yeah.
her to make it. I think it would be foolish.
We
if
mentioned
they
her
didn't
last
pick
year.
her. Yeah, I picked her last
Yeah.
year. I picked her as maybe I think I picked Princess Nokia instead. I don't know. I think Rico's got a huge
Yeah.
shot this year.
And she's got a feature on that Warhol SS album that I really like.
Warhol, yeah. She's on a ton of different shit this year. And
Yeah.
her album
She's
Nasty was like really live to me. She had like a Lil Nar feature, Block Boy JB feature.
And she didn't have a studio album out before last year's picks, right?
She only had like the Sugar Trap like tapes and shit,
So that definitely makes a difference too. Like
or
once
Key Limoji or whatever.
Once
Yeah.
you see a full studio album from someone, you can kind of see them a little clearer. And I think
and Kenny Beats has been like, that's like almost his main like person he's worked with, and Kenny Beats is like the biggest producer right now. So I just feel like him kind of like ushering, or almost like her ushering him in terms of like the tag, like
Sure,
the
yeah.
Kenny, like that really helped his name get around, and now he's on everything. Like
Right.
He's on he did the Vince Staples albums, like he did that song, or he did songs on that album. He's working with just like hella different people in all these different like scenes, and he's like this kind of manic, crazy beat guy.
You see that. You see the producer, once they find their artist for that moment, that helps them. They both get to whatever release some pent up kind of energy that they can provide the other one with.
And I remember just like that's the first thing hearing, like when I heard Rico Nasty Projects, being like hearing the Kenny thing and being like, these beats are crazy. And then now it's like Kenny's everywhere, but that's just like the first. Like, I would hear Kenny, on all that shit. So I think she's got a shot, but they always, it's a shame. I feel like there are a lot of women who deserve to make it this year.
Tierra Whack, Cody Shane.
Yeah, but like they always only pick one. So like to me that diminishes the chance. I think second best chance is Tierra Whack, and I think the thing that stops her the most is that like
Being Grammy nominated and she's too big now.
Grammy nominated Mumbo Jumbo.
Jeez.
I think the biggest thing for me is like she reminds me of like doesn't remind me sound wise, but I'm saying like the way that they look at Juice WRLD is like he was releasing a lot of melodic music but can rap like crazy.
Yeah.
Tierra Whack does the same
Doing
thing.
the same
Like,
thing, yeah.
Her last project was a lot of singing, like some 80s sounding stuff, and then has rap, like lots of rapping in it, but then her freestyles and shit are like fucking incredible.
Fire.
Like she's crazy.
It's almost like she can play a character that's a really good rapper. Like her comedy on her IG is like so many characters and shit, and I can see her like doing that, like going into doing a freestyle and be like, I'm a fucking rapper. And then killing it.
Yeah. But Meek Mill like just was asked who he thinks is like the best new rapper out, and he said Tierra Whack, and I was like, dude,
They're
yes.
both Philly.
They're both Philly, yeah. But still, like, fuck, like.
But dude, Young Heartthrob, I think could really put Cody Shane
yeah.
into the conversation, because that is like, it's so accessible, like for people that may be hesitant to be like, oh, this girl's got a great rap album out. Like, I feel like it's really accessible to those people who like are prejudiced.
She's another one though that I remember we talked about last year, and I think the year before that there was even like mumbles of like her maybe being on it.
Again though, the first full studio album, and like
Fair.
and Negative Energy being on the Billboard.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked, but
Yeah.
I think there's just a better chance of Rico or Tierra being picked.
Yeah.
And then I think the last one that feels like a weird pick now is Bad Baby.
Yeah, weird pick. Now,
I think it would be weird now because like last year I was like, dude, I don't know. Like you roasted me because I was like, she's got bars, and like I still feel that way, but at the same time, like I feel like her wave has to like really hit something now because she's so much more of like a Lil Xan character. Like she's just like a big character in the music scene that like everybody kind of agrees the music doesn't match up to the person.
Yeah, her persona is bigger than her music,
and that's Lil Xan for sure. So like. Yeah, I think that Bad Baby has less of a chance this year. But, I mean, if they did it, I'd still, like, wouldn't be shocked.
But then they couldn't do Bad Baby and Maddox. It's too many little white children in the room.
Yeah, too many white children in the room.
That's fucked
They'd have to hire a babysitter. It would be a lot.
That would be the funniest photo of all time if they did it like a family photo and the kids are in front.
And they have, like, a ball pit in there. And, like, they have, like...
Grape juice.
They have like, lunch.
Cups.
They have lunch, like diagonal cut sandwiches for them. And, like, they have a break in between freestyles. Like... That would be cool.
Nap time.
Nap time, yeah. They could have young bands come for nap time. Anyway.
Now young bands, a melody. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
We should pick like a few outsiders real quick that we think are like the real outsider picks, and then we'll go into our top 10 because I think we're pretty close.
Okay. I'll do an outsider. I think I said him last year too, I think. ASAP Ant.
Oh, yeah.
The mixtape Little Black Jean Jacket, and the way he's the way he's navigated his way like into his own lane, you know, after the crew has come up together, and like he's kind of found himself like as a really solid rapper, and he's like working with new people and trying to co-sign people on the same time as the come up, which I know is hard to do when everyone around you is like popping. Like he could just be knocking on Rocky's door every day to get a feature, but he's dropping a mixtape and he's working with other people that are kind of on the same level with him.
Everybody's got to make their own.
Yeah.
They know that.
Well, no, I know, yeah. But that's what's cool, and it's I've just seen it work out over time, and he's released my favorite music of his within the last 5 months.
Fair, yeah. I think an outsider that would be a strange but kind of interesting pick would be Young Gravy.
Yeah, strange but interesting.
They always pick a white guy. They always pick a funny guy. There isn't really that mold like fit in any of the ones that I think are going to make it. But I think if something is to happen with like a viral song or something, they might throw Young Gravy on there. Signed to Republic, like, I don't know. He's got all the makings of it.
Yeah.
He's just like not really in the center stage right now. So, and he's like, you know, like he's friends with Ugly God, all that type of thing.
Man, you said funny white guy, and it made me think of a mashup between Young Gravy and Lil Dicky's name that I won't say. I'll just let you think of it. At home, just mash up those two names, see what happens.
Okay. Yeah. Another outsider. Oh. Well, we mentioned Zillakami earlier, and I think like if they're gonna do like,
would he accept it in a million years?
He's from New York. I don't know. He might have to. The thing is, like,
it's just so
the thing that's different about him is like he comes from the same cloth as like Tekashi or someone like that, like where he's a screamo rapper. But his like aesthetic, personality, all that stuff makes him such a more appealing, like star power type of guy than like someone else doing the same thing. So like, I just think I don't know. I think there's something about him where like I wouldn't be that shocked if he made it. Yeah. But as a side, like, or just like
an antidote.
No. Just another one that I think would be like an outsider pick, but might have like some virality by the time XXL goes around picking is Splurge, SSG Splurge.
Not hip.
You're not hip? So you know that our art I did for the Desto song with Maxo Cream?
Yeah.
Splurge is the other guy on there.
Oh, okay.
He's a guy out of Texas, and his main thing is like he's invented this kind of like, he didn't invent it, but like he comes from this scene where it's like no melody. There's no melody.
Okay.
That's the whole like appeal of it, is like anti-melody. It's so, just
like
rapping.
monotone.
Yeah, there's no hooks. It's rapping, but it's like, it's not like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's not like lyrical, but it's just rapping, and there's something about it that's just got this crazy
One
appeal.
dimension,
It's like its own thing, and there's like a whole like slew of dudes from Texas that are all doing it, and I think from like other places in the South. It's like a Southern thing right now, but Splurge is like kind of at the forefront of it. He just opened Lil Pump's tour.
Word.
Splurge did, and like I think he's got a big chance to be big. So
Yeah.
like. That could be something that would just happen in the next couple of months, like rumble up. That might happen. I don't know.
There's something there to being one-dimensional, but being really strong. With
And
it.
being
Like,
known for it.
and
like,
relentless.
creating it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
Word. Now we got our lists. We got
Let's
a
do
Sarah
it.
10.
Let's do it. All right, I'm going to go first this year. You went first last year.
All right.
Number 1, Juice WRLD. Number 2, Lil Baby. Number 3, YBN Cordae. Number 4, Josiah. Number 5, Sheck Wes. Number 6, Roddy Ricch. Number 7, Gunna. Number 8, Blueface. Number 9, Valet. Number 10, Rico Nasty.
Bing.
Bing. So that's my 10 right there. That's who I'm betting on.
All right.
Early predictions.
Do mine have to be in any specific order?
No, I didn't do them in any order either. I was just
Okay.
like making sure I got 10 because last year I think we fucked it up somehow.
Right. I'm going to count 2. Here we go. Cody Shane. Juice WRLD. YBN Cordae. Let's go. Gunna.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's go. Roddy Ricch for 5. That was my top 5. I'm going to flip over. Josiah in mine.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go. I'm going to pick Comethazine.
Come out the scene.
Uno, the activist.
Boo!
Smokey Margella.
P. We didn't even talk about him.
I know. Out of nowhere.
Shout out Smokey.
Oh, who's my 10th? Oh, I got to do it to him. I'm choosing my guy, D Savage. He's getting it this year because I think he's going to drop an album before.
Wow, that is a tough list. I don't know about that. That's all right. All right. Sweet. Well, thanks for watching. Let us know yours in the comments for real.
Let me
us
know-
know who do we skip over? Who do we not talk about that is huge and we just like fucking messed it up?
Let me know how tired I am for saying a few of the same artists as last year.
Yeah, he is tired. But anyway, also HivemindTV.com if you want to pick up one of these hoodies. We just got a bunch of new ones. We got some new shit on there. And we're dropping another video probably tomorrow or I don't know when it's going to come out in relation to this video, but about rappers that will blow up, a little lower level, rappers that we think are going to have huge 2019s. Not really mentioned in this list, just like younger people that we
Maybe
think
people
are
that don't need double XL or are not even on their radar. You know?
not on their radar, but people that we think are gonna maybe be on it for next year or just gonna have big years in general.
People you need to get hip to.
Yeah, you got to get hip to them. So
Here for the music.
here for the music, HivemindTV.com, Hivemind. Follow us, check us out. Double XL predictions.